Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Wednesday, July the 31st, 2024, and I would like to welcome you all to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Carnegie. Hope everyone is enjoying their Wednesday, the last day of July. Tomorrow will be August the 1st. Wow. What a July has been. I gotta say, it's been one for the record books as far as weather goes. Weather and politics and other social issues. It has been certainly been one to remember. Just has. But now we're going into August. Boy, when is that cool air coming through here? When is it? When is it coming? When is it coming? Because we have shot right back up with high temps. I'll explain to you later. I will explain to you later. But let's move along, man. Hey, today's word of the day: dally, which means to play with an idea or to waste time. Dally. Very interesting. Very interesting. Dilly dallying comes to mind. Hey, before I go any further, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon so you can, like I always say, get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. It's going to be a lot of interesting topics. Things are heating up. The presidential election is coming. You got the Olympics. You have the wildfires out in Cali. Just a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things going on in our day-to-day lives. And I would hate for you guys to miss out. So yeah, hit that like and subscribe button today and that bell icon so you get notified when I drop these podcasts. And get in that comment section. Get in that comment section and let me know what you guys think about these topics. Good or bad, yes or no, yay or nay. Shut up, keep talking, do better, don't do it. Whatever the case may be, like, hey, I'm pretty thick skinned. I won't bite at all. I just won't. So, hey, get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about. Quite possibly give me some new ideas also. And also hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon. Man, a lot of things going on. Okay, let's move along. Like I said previously earlier, temps have shot back up after days of cooler temps in the 80s and the rain and the thunderstorms. Oh, man. Well, it was good while it lasted. Like I said, this is July. We are in the summertime in the South. This is to be expected with these high temps. Just a heat wave, and it is heat wave going on throughout the country. But like I said, the temps have jumped back up into the 90s. In fact, they're saying today the real feel is going to be like 103 or 104, but by Friday we will be in the upper 90s with a real feel of 108 to 110. Here we go. Going right back around right back around the mulberry bush. We can't escape it, man. It's the summer. It just is. So all you can do is just, grin and bear it. It is what it is. But they're saying this weekend, temps are going to drop back down into the 80s. We're going to get some rain on Sunday. And as for the rest of the week, they really don't know. They're saying Monday's going to be in the 80s with some rain, possibly. But after that, take your wildest guess. Temps are going to shoot right back up. Chances are. Well, the meteorologists haven't been wrong thus far. They've been spot on. I got to give it to them. Usually they're off. But this summer here, these past few months, they've been spot on. That rain that I talked about that was so relaxing is taking a huge chunk out of our drought here in North Carolina. I'm sure it's taking a huge chunk out of a lot of droughts throughout the country. Much needed rain, much needed, not just to cool things off, but to help with those farmers out there, their livelihood. So, hey, Much needed, much needed. So as these temperatures soar back up and we get those real feels, heat indices, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Put on your sunscreen, put a hat on your head, and limit your time outside if at all possible. Recognize the signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And check on the elderly. Just check in on them, please. Make sure they're doing all right. Make sure they're cool. Hey, we know old folks, old folks, they don't do the AC like that. That messes with their joints and veins, and they ain't having it. Whew. I don't see how they do it. I don't see how they do it. I just hope and pray I never get to that point and stage in my life, but it's a coming. It's a coming because I like the AC and I have that baby cranked. I have it pumping. So it's only a matter of times for these old joints and bones of mine don't fare too well in the AC. And I'll probably be sitting in the house sweating. sweating. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Check in on the old folk, the elderly peoples. I was calling them old folk. I apologize for that. Check in on the elderly. Hey, wear that sunscreen, put a hat on your head, limit your time outside, hydrate, folks. Can't emphasize that enough. Drink plenty of water, Gatorade, Pedialyte, whatever the case may be. Keep those electrolytes in you. Hydrate. All right, let's move along here, man. Hey, the 2024 Paris Olympic Games are in full swing. And I forgot to mention this the other day when I spoke. Snoop Dogg. Snoop is a major participant, not on the athletic side, but just I forgot what would you call those that are. Well, he was a torch bearer this year. Carried the torch in the final opening ceremonies. Looks like he's having fun. He is. So I guess I guess you would call him an ambassador. I think that's what they call him. Yeah, he looks like he's having pretty fun. Of course, the the internet wins again. They're undefeated, baby, and they have started the memes. They started the memes the first day. I saw one where, of course, that torch. They had altered it, and it looked like a joint. If you know Snoop Dogg, you know Snoop Dogg. You know Snoop. Okay. That's who he is. At least that's an appearance he gives. Nothing wrong with it, I don't think. I mean, I was in extreme shock and awe when they said it, but then when I saw him, I said, "Wow, what in the world, Snoop? You have came a long, long way." And it ain't just with the Olympics; it's just in other aspects of his life. I gotta say, he's a pretty savvy businessman. He just is. He found he got his little groove going with the music thing, and hey, I mean, you can't rap forever, can you? He still raps though. He still releases music like many other older hip hop heads. But what a win for Snoop, torchbearer during the opening ceremonies, the final leg, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to Snoop Dogg, and hey, as it relates to hip hop, this is our 50th year anniversary of hip hop. Maybe hip hop is starting to get the recognition it so richly deserves. Because we know, it won't always like this, folks. It won't always like this. Just wasn't. And continuing to move along here, man. Well, we all know that Kamala Harris is now the presumptive Democratic nominee for president. All that is really needed is for her to get just make it through the August 19th Democratic convention. She's already secured enough of the delegate votes. This is just a formality. But she still hasn't named a vice presidential pick yet. Just haven't. I mean, there's been a few names that have been rolled around. One name in particular that's really starting to really be pushed to the front is, I believe his name is Josh Shapiro up there in Pennsylvania. So maybe that'll be her VP pick, but one has voluntarily withdrawn himself from the vetting process. And that's our own, North Carolina's own Governor Roy Cooper. He wasn't. He was on the list. Hey, North Carolina is a battleground state, just like Josh Shapiro up there in Pennsylvania. That's a key battleground state. So they were saying, hey, she quite possibly could pick Roy Cooper. I mean, he served what, two? I think it's 2 or 3 terms here in North Carolina as governor. He certainly knows his way around politics. He was a former attorney general, so they shared that in common. In fact, that's how they met. But Governor Roy Cooper says, no, I'm not going to do it. And of course, he cited that it was time for North Carolina. It wasn't the right time for North Carolina. And he didn't want to take away from North Carolina, that North Carolina, of course, needed him to finish out his term. And he didn't feel that he could go all in for the presidential hopeful. He'll be thinking about North Carolina. Now, many have started to speculate. And I myself, when I first heard it, that he said, hey, I'm not going to run, one of the first ideas that popped in my head, I got to be honest with you folks, is he's trying to make sure, he's going to make damn sure Lieutenant Governor Republican Mark Robinson doesn't become governor of North Carolina. He's already made that perfectly clear. He feels as though Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is bad for North Carolina. He does not want him anywhere near the governorship. Oh man, it is hilarious. But and not to get off topic here, because this too has came up, and I did a podcast about it. I really and truthfully do believe this is going to be the last time we see a governor and a lieutenant governor, or a lieutenant governor from different political parties serving in the same term. North Carolina and maybe 2 or 3 other states, if I'm not mistaken, we're the only ones that share this distinction. And of course, which I just don't, I never understood why it was a change before. Now, it does create a little bit of controversy and just awkwardness. Let's just say that. As you know, Governor Cooper is a Democrat. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is a Republican. So I'm going to be one of the first to say this. This is quite possibly flat out. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be the last time this is going to happen. Not just here in North Carolina, but I know here in North Carolina, because there's already been talks in the House and the Senate about changing that law, that rule. Probably does need to be changed. Probably needed to be changed a long time ago. But for whatever reason, I guess there was at one point in time, it was to keep things balanced and fair, to make sure one political party that's in charge or the governor doesn't run amok. So I get it, got it, understand it, but I don't think that's a good look anymore. I just don't. All right, getting back on topic here about Vice President Kamala Harris and of course Governor Roy Cooper saying that, hey, he's not run. He's withdrawing himself from the vetting process for the vice president. Another thing that has came up, and I really didn't know, and it's quite surprising, and they're saying that, hey, he has hinted at this. He is quite possibly maybe thinking of seriously running for the North Carolina Senate in 2026 against Republican Thom Tillis. So politics is most definitely going to remain in his life. So they're saying that's quite possibly could be the main reason that he has dropped out. He's going to run for this Senate here in North Carolina because in 2026, Republican Thom Tillis, his seat is up. And he's going to be running for re-election. Really haven't had any strong Democrats, 2 well-known Democrats to run against him. That's why he's still there. Maybe Roy Cooper could be that Democrat to get him out of there. Politics. Gotta love it. You got to love it. I mean, you just do. And another thing is, I don't think I really talked about this. As a matter of fact, I know I didn't. When Kamala Harris is, of course, this is called the Democratic nominee for the president. But when President Biden gave his he addressed the nation the following after his decision not to run again. He said that he felt as though it was time to pass the torch to her. Not only did he say he felt it was time to pass the torch to her, but pass the torch to some younger Democrats. You know, a year or so ago, I did a podcast. I talked to you guys about the fact that many in the Democratic Party, many of the younger Democrats were saying, hey, let us take over. It's time. You old patriotic oligarchs, or whatever you want to word it. You've done a great job, but it's time. We have some new ideas and some new things we want to get. We want to get rolling. It's time for you guys to step aside. It was the perfect time, and it's been a long talk within that Democratic Party that was what was coming. So he said it. He passed the torch on to Kamala Harris, and she gladly picked it up. By the way, also, her and Trump in the polls, one point in time, he was ahead by a bit, not much. She caught up with him. They were neck and neck, and now I believe she slipped ahead of him, not much, by a point or two. It's going to be a very interesting race. And of course, you know, they were saying, hey, what about the debate? She said, fine, I'm up for it, I'm game. But President Trump, being President Trump, he said that, you know, pretty much that was a slap in his face. The Democratic Party, they just totally railroaded and bamboozled the whole process. He's not going to debate her until he knows that she gets the nomination. She's already got the nomination. It's just formalities for now. That's all it is. It's just formalities. She has the nomination. She's the nominee. That's who you're going to be facing, former President Trump. You just are. May not want to, but you're going to have to, because she's here and she ain't going nowhere. Just saying. So, of course, you know, President Trump, he went on to say, hey, if by chance she is the nominee, I will debate her. Can't wait to see that. I believe it's slated for September the 10th. Not too far off after the Democratic convention. And by the way, also Kamala Harris has hit the trail running. She's in the battleground states. She's making leeway. And in fact, that's where they're noticing some shifts. She's slipping ahead of former President Trump, and several key battleground states. I believe Pennsylvania, to be more specific, where, like I said, Josh Shapiro's at. Very interesting. Very interesting. Just is. This is politics. No need to get upset, get your panties all in a bunch, get in an uproar and start ranting and raving and whatever, what have you. This is politics. Certainly didn't see that coming with President Joe Biden stepping aside and announcing that he wouldn't run and giving it to her. That was a slight, and that was a first, I gotta admit. And they're also saying that, hey, if it works, his legacy is going to be remembered forever. And then if it doesn't work, meaning if he or she loses, they're going to say, why didn't he do it earlier? Remember, I told you, my thought process was on that. I said, man, it's way too late to do this, the switch. How are you going to reconstruct, rebuild, and continue to build momentum and win? I just didn't see it happening. But stranger things have happened. And anything can happen in this world. We all know that. And it looks like, hey, it's about to go down. It is. You gotta love it. I gotta say, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, folks. You just do. Well, all right, let's move along here, man. Hey, speaking of former President Donald Trump. Boy. Well, he has he's had a meeting with the National Association of Black Journalists today. It's a convention, and he was slated to speak, and he has, or he will, I should say. But it did come with some controversy before he got there. The question was asked, and it was brought to the forefront. How he's had some severe, not too good, not too pleasurable statements he has made about as it relates to race and black people and other minorities as well. That's true. That's just what he do. It is. Now, well, let's just jump into it. Now, he is the Republican presidential nominee. He sat down for the interview that was moderated by ABC News correspondent Rachel Scott and Fox News host Harris Faulkner, and another reporter also. Now, like I said, the event faced some criticism from black journalists who felt that Trump shouldn't have been invited, flat out. They said that he shouldn't have been invited to speak because of his past comments about race. Yep. Now, the interview got off to a little rocky start. Let's just say that. Got off to a rocky start following a question from Scott. I told you she was one of the moderators, and what it was, she asked why black voters should trust him given those past comments he's made as it relates to race. She pointed to his comments about what they're terming birtherism, where, when he was questioning former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley. Her parents are from India, I believe, and former President Barack Obama. Yeah, I can remember that. His father's Kenyan, his mother's white, from the Midwest, Kansas, to be more specific. And he was questioning President Trump, and many others also. President Trump were questioning whether they were qualified to serve as the president. And of course, his whole thing was at that time, are they really U.S. citizens? Hey, it's President Trump. It just is. And also there were some comments that he made about black members of Congress. Guy's on a roll. It's just what he does. He's fired back in typical President Trump fashion. I'm quoting here, "I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. The first question, you didn't even say hello. How are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're fake news and a terrible network." Vintage, former President Trump. That is vintage. He also went on to criticize the National Association of Black Journalists for the event starting late. He blamed the delay on technical issues. I'm quoting here again. He said, "Hey, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was off." Is he hinting at something about this National Association of Black Journalists being late, couldn't get it started on time? CP time, perhaps. You know what CP time is. You know what CP time is. Colored people time. The old myth, theory, stereotype is that black folks can't be on time to anything. Not a very good response, if you ask me, for someone that is here recently has said that a lot of black Americans relate to him because of his troubles with the judicial system. Now you're throwing shade at them with their CP time. That is what he's saying. Let's be honest with each other. He said they couldn't get it going on time. Now he also raised eyebrows for his company. The guy just wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop. He raised eyebrows from his comments about race after Scott asked him about Republicans' attacks on Harris, um, and calling her a DEI candidate. That's the ones that uh, diversion, inclusion, and I can't remember what is that. Diversion, inclusion, and inequity, something like that. Whatever the case may be, it equates to, I guess some Republicans are saying that she was pretty much a minority hire, or she's a minority nominee. What you would call, good old fashioned filling a quota. Um, Critics, of course, have said that the attack, calling her that, is racially charged, arguing that her previous position as Attorney General and Senator and Vice President more than makes her qualified to be the Democratic nominee for president. Now, President Trump, being President Trump, deflecting, I gotta admit, that's what he does. Let's be honest with each other here. He deflects like a mug. He just does. Trump repeatedly, when he was asked, or he asked her, he said, "Hey, define DEI for me." Now, Scott followed up by asking if he believes Harris became the nominee only because of her race, and Trump said he did not know she was black for years. Where her father is Jamaican, and her mother is from, I believe it's India also. He goes on to say she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage at that time. I didn't know she was black until a couple of years ago, when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. Is he wrong? He ain't wrong, to be honest with you, because that's what I first knew her for, her Indian heritage on her mother's side. I didn't hear recently know until I really looked it up that her father is Jamaican. And I gotta say this also. Yeah, a lot of people that are, let's be honest with each other. This is one of those social moments where we have to be honest with each other, because we all know I've dealt with it, you've dealt with it, I'm sure. A lot of folks that are of mixed ancestry, as it relates to their father or mother or whatever, what have you, being black. Can't really say black American, because like I said, her father is Jamaican. Barack Obama's father was Kenyan. So I think the disconnect or the triggering moment for a lot of folks is the fact that when these mixed heritage politicians, let's call them that, because this is what is happening with politics right now, they really don't say black. They announce the country of origin for that parent that is their parent, that happens to be black, but not black American. And I think that's the trigger for a lot of folks. And that's also the trigger for those on the opposing side that want to use that, very much like former President Trump and many, 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 many more Republicans are doing. They use this. They use that. Now, as far as it goes for Kamala Harris, I got to be honest with you folks. And I have been following her for quite some time. I can remember when she was the Attorney General for California. I can remember when she was a prosecutor in San Francisco also. Really didn't hear too much about her heritage, the Jamaican side. It was her mother's side. I ain't backing up President Trump because I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. We all know what he's doing. I ain't backing him up. But he ain't really telling too big a fib. He's just using that as a sticking point, taking jabs. She really didn't. So that is a social thing that we've had to deal with, since forever, since we all started migrating to Earth. I could go on and on about my theory, or many folks' theory, on how it is not couth to be an African American or Black American. All the myths, all the stereotypes, it does come up. It is strongly believed. So therefore, the theory or the mindset used to be years ago, if you want to succeed, you might not want to overburden the general public with your thesis or your belief or whatever, what have you, about you being a Black American. Yeah. No one can argue me down about it. I know you've heard it. You've had those same damn conversations inside your family, with your family members, whether they were young or old, male or female. Like I said, I know what former President Trump is doing. He's just taking jabs. He's taking trying to throw some haymakers. That's all he's doing. But it does raise a question. And that question is it more feasible or acceptable for you, if you are of mixed race heritage, for you not to play up to the fact that your mother or father may be from Jamaica, Africa, or South America, because there are some Blacks in South America also. There are some African ancestry in South America. Is that really how you get on, or you move forward? By not denouncing, but not broadcasting it. Yeah, it is. It's one of those social qualms we have in this world we are living in, not just this country, but in this world also. And many of you may be saying, oh, here you go. I personally have dealt with it. I'm a Black American. I'm going to tell you that any day of the week. I can't deny it. I can't fake no damn accent. I can't speak no foreign language. I only speak English. But I can tell you, I have dealt with it as it relates to what I said to you guys about a lot of people not being too welcoming to those Black Americans. I dealt with that myself overseas. So I saw it and dealt with it firsthand. I can remember being in several ports, and of course we were over in the Mediterranean, in the Middle East also. And I can remember I was walking around. I know I looked like a tourist. Hell, I was a young kid, and I'm looking up and looking around, and this lady and this man comes up to me, and they say, excuse me, are you from Africa? No, I'm from the United States. And they had this look like, then there was a snob look, and they walked away. Didn't want to hold a conversation with me. So yeah, I can honestly tell you, it's actual factual. It's the truth. It's not a myth. It's not a game. It's not a stereotype. It's not something. It's not something you pull out the race card. It's a fact of life. This is socially how folks perceive and receive Black folks. Not just. I believe they're more open and receptive to those that are from the continent of Africa, though. And I know they're more open and warming to those from Jamaica or South America. But the moment you say you're a black American, eyebrows are raised, eyes are open, mouth drops. It's fact. Just is. From my personal experience. I don't need to read no damn book. I don't need no sociologist telling me his beliefs, theories based on studies. I don't need no political consultant. It's just a fact of life. And it's the truth. No one can argue me different. I just can't. Just can't. But yeah, I don't think things went too well for President Trump. At this National Association of Black Journalists convention today. In fact, I know it didn't, but it is vintage Trump. He deflected, he criticized, fake news. He did what he does. It's just what he does. He did raise the idea of thief or theft. I'm sorry, or belief. He's putting race out there again, and she has been attacked about her race. Now he's not just only questioning her. He's not only attacking her on her race, but he's questioning. It's a very valuable question if you think about it, because, like I said, I always thought that her parents were from India. Never gave any thought that she had any black in her. But she did go to a historically black college. And she is a member of a very well-known and black sorority. It's Trump. What are you going to do? Can't get upset. Ain't no need to get yourself all riled up. That's President Trump, baby. That's what he does. That is what he does. Just is. Hey, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to skedaddle. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this topic here, what former President Trump brought up. Did you know that she was black? Or she had some black ancestry? Jamaican? I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like I said, I always thought she was just Indian. And you're saying, well, how could she go to a historically black college? She's a minority. Yep, they're a minority. That is the social constructs of the world or the country we live in the world. Just is. Well, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the question or the theory or the belief or the slight that former President Donald Trump made. Is he accurate, or is he just doing what he does? Or maybe it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both, if you ask me. Let me know what you guys think. And also, get in the comment section. Is anyone watching the Olympics? Tonight, I forgot to mention also, man, hey, the United States basketball team, men's basketball team, they are playing South Sudan again. You know anything about 2 weeks ago, South Sudan in that exhibition game, or a week or so ago in that exhibition game, they pushed the United States men's Olympic basketball team to the break. So that's going to be a pretty good game tonight. Can't wait to watch that. Right, get in that comment section, whatever the case may be, whether yay or nay. Hey, I'm pretty thick-skinned. I won't be offended, not in the least. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about this presidential election that has came up. I really didn't ask the question too much about President Biden passing the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris. Is this a changing of the guards or so? Is this what many in the Democratic Party have been saying for the past couple of years now? It's time for the old to step aside and allow the young to take over the party and push forward those brand new ideas and beliefs and take the party to the next level. Very interesting. Very interesting. yeah, like I said, I'm going to skedaddle. I'm going to get out of here. Hey, and as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for lending me your ears this morning. Continue to like, follow, support, share. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about what I have been talking about. And as always, thank you for listening to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Corner Gay. Amen.